Hello, I'm Dennis Kelly. I'm running for sheriff in Greenwood County. I'm a Republican nominee.
All right, Dennis. The election this year has been kind of characterized as one based on change. Both you and your opponent have talked about uh, making changes within the sheriff's office and kind of turning a new leaf there. Uh, Across the board, a lot of incumbents have been ousted in Greenwood County, including our own incumbent Sheriff Tony Davis. If you are elected sheriff, what specifically would you want to change in the office?
Well, I don't know as much as changing a lot of things. I think just coming in as with a few different views, but my main priority, of course, is always going to have an ethical department. But I want to, ensure the community, the citizens of Greenwood, that they can trust me and that we're going to provide a good, safe environment for their families. And of course, that will trickle down or assist in businesses coming to Greenwood. I think they do a pretty good job on enforcement, drug enforcement, and keeping the crime rate down. But we're going to try to expand on that and do some other things and try to reduce the crime rate so everybody feels safe in Greenwood.
Absolutely. Now, in the past couple of years, the sheriff's office has had its ups and downs. They've had 2 deputies indicted. An inmate passed away inside the Greenwood County Detention Center, and just recently another inmate was accidentally released. If you're elected sheriff, what would you do to ensure that the people in your department are held accountable?
Right, that's one thing that I was running on, going to try to hold people accountable. Of course, people are human, people are going to make mistakes, but I think if they know you're going to hold them accountable, hopefully they don't do some things that they may would if nobody's watching or supervising them. And I think just to ensure the public that if one of the officers is doing things he's not supposed to, that we are going to handle it, and I think that'll assist in, again, building the trust of the citizens.
Absolutely. And if you're not elected in this election, what are your plans?
Well, I'm retired, did 29 years state trooper. If I'm not elected, I will look for a job. Really hadn't been talking to people, really trying to look at that avenue. Been so busy with my own campaign trying to get elected for sheriff, so I'll definitely find me another job. I kind of hands are a little tied on restricting me from law enforcement on the new retirement law, limited on what you can make to where they stop your retirement. So I may have to go in the private sector, or may go in law enforcement, but it's kind of limited, so I'll find something to do.
And kind of piggybacking off of that, if you don't take office in this cycle, what would you do to help support your opponent?
Well, of course, I'm always wanting to support the citizens of Greenwood. Definitely don't want to do anything to go backwards. So, don't know exactly what I could do. Definitely, if I'm not in law enforcement, but just as a citizen and talking to other citizens in the community, to make sure they keep a positive attitude and that we strive forward to, make Greenwood a better community. I think, everybody can do that, whether working with their church, with civic groups. There's a lot of different ways with school, education. Education is one of the biggest things. If I can help relay, to the educators and people that the students and the young people get their high school diplomas and get educated and they have a future, something to look forward to, then of course that will reduce on crime. A lot of the crime is committed by people who are not educated and lower income, and I think if we work in those areas, I think it will just make Greenwood a better place.